Item 10F, authorize a letter to Caltrain expressing the city's opposition to future construction of additional rail tracks following completion of the grade separation project. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. Consistent with your direction at the last City Council meeting and your receipt of a second presentation earlier this evening regarding Caltrain's Joint Powers Board consideration of alternatives to accommodate high-speed rail should it be funded and become viable in the future. We have presented to you tonight a letter that expresses the Council's previously articulated strong opposition to future construction being contemplated in San Bruno after the completion of the grade separation that is currently under construction. The letter notes, as I believe it was of importance to the City Council, that this community has endured in a very positive manner a great deal of very significant transportation-related, regional transportation-related construction, both with the BART project in the early 2000s as well as the current grade separation project. Community, particularly in that, and it's in exactly the same area, the residents of San Bruno in that area, and indeed residents of San Bruno generally who travel through that area on a regular basis, have been significantly impacted and have been extremely patient and understanding, indeed supportive of these regional and statewide rail initiatives. So it is my understanding that it is the City Council's desire that we weigh in on this current discussion to express the city's opinion that, in fact, we've done our bit and that our support for Caltrain, for safe rail transportation, and for high-speed rail itself is well documented and we believe should situate us to now make a strong objection to future construction-related impact in the city following the completion of the grade separation.
Good. Okay.
Just quickly, it's been very uncomfortable for us in the past years, especially with the controversy of high-speed rail, and and the elected officials in the state have listened to those other communities that are against high-speed rail, and I think we've quietly sat and supported, but enough is enough, and I think the letter's good. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? We have authorization for me to sign.
Michael, if I could just ask one question. What is the potential impact of us taking a hardline stance with no additional construction through San Bruno anymore? Are we somehow maybe defining the course that high-speed rail, if it ever were to exist in California, may somehow bypass the peninsula because we refuse to participate?
I think that's a very interesting perspective, and based on everything that I think staff is aware of at the current time, the answer would be a very strong no, that we are not taking that risk, particularly because, as it has been outlined to us, I believe Mr. Simon said there were 5 alternatives for passing tracks. I thought there were only 3 on the peninsula, but San Bruno is only, or one that would impact San Bruno is only one of those. So there are other options. There may be additional strategies or means. There is currently also, as Mr. Simon indicated tonight, consideration of a rail operational structure that would potentially allow higher speed trains without passing tracks. So at this point, I think first there are a number of alternatives that are under early consideration, and that it is highly unlikely that a position of opposition by the city of San Bruno honestly would have any effect on the ultimate decision whether or not to move forward with high-speed rail. What it could affect, and we certainly would write this letter in the hope that it would affect a thoughtful decision process that would recognize what has been done in this community and the fact that there may be other alternatives that could get stronger consideration in view of both our historic support for high-speed rail as well as our endurance of the construction-related impacts, our willing endurance of the construction-related impacts of the first step that would assist in the ultimate achievement of high-speed rail with the grade separation. Okay. So that's a long way of saying I really don't think it is that there's a huge risk of sending a strongly worded letter, and I think that the the Caltrain JPB. I think Mr. Simon indicated tonight that there is an awareness and an understanding that San Bruno has been one of their biggest allies and honestly has been quietly patient while, frankly, a lot of other folks have been yelling for probably less significant reasons.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And I can tell you, if we didn't oppose it, if we didn't speak up, we'd be one of those alternatives up to the end.
Yeah, that's a very important point. I agree.
All right. So, do I have your concurrence? I'm going to sign that letter.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think we need to. We need
No,
a
we're
motion.
good.
No.
Good.
Okay. I'll drop by.